Santa Fe, how are you? There she is. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another one. If you are new to the channel, I am Gold Penny. I'm driving Stegosaurus, blah, 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 blah. Let me just cut to the point. A couple days ago, at least at the time of me filming this video, Ford dropped another little hint about the 2020 Shelby GT500 being unveiled January 14th, more than likely at a nice little place called Detroit. And so as a Mustang owner, this was definitely exciting. So since I've been following all the little news releases that continuously been coming out about the GT500, I figured I'd make a little video on everything we know at this point about the 2020 Shelby GT500. Let's get started. And so let me start with, there are a lot of things to be excited about with the 2020 GT500, including a possible unexpected partnership, 700 plus horsepower, and of course, the most powerful street legal Mustang that has ever been produced in Ford's history. So the question I keep coming back to really is, because there hasn't been many hints dropped about it, what is the price going to be? So I will give you my estimate at the end of this video, but let me first start with a quick little background. In the last GT500 that was made, it put out 662 horsepower, and it was the most powerful car out at that time until the Hellcat came around shortly after. But in all the recent news releases, Ford is now saying that this Shelby GT500 is going to pack more than 700 horsepower, and in most recent article I was reading, 720 possibly to be exact. This power is going to be made by a 5.2 liter V8 with more than likely a 2.65 liter Eaton supercharger running at 12 psi. All this information, by the way, is coming from leaked documents, so to speak, so who knows about the credibility. But my curiosity is, I've seen it go both ways about that V8. Is it going to be a cross plane crank V8 or a flat plane crank V8, just like the Shelby GT350? So that is one mystery that is yet to be unveiled. And of course, we have all heard the saying at this point that venom kills demons. So I, of course, am curious what exactly that saying means, because it is looking like at this point that the GT500 is not going to be as powerful as the Demon. However, we do know that Dodge tends to carry a little bit more weight than the Mustang. In this case, probably at least 250 pounds over the Mustang. So because of that weight savings, maybe the GT500 is going to be faster overall when it comes to things like the quarter mile or track times, perhaps. And another thing that leads me to believe that the GT500 may be faster than the Demon is there have been a couple spy shots that have surfaced of the GT500 with a roll cage. And so then you have to ask yourself, why in the world would the GT500 be riding around with a roll cage unless it was perhaps testing at the drag strip? And we all know if a car runs the quarter mile in under 10 seconds, they are required to have a roll cage. Therefore, it may very well be a 9-second car on the drag strip. Again, that indicates that venom may very well kill demons. And then to go along with that, to make a 9-second car, is it even possible to do 9 seconds in the quarter mile in a factory car with a manual transmission anymore? Because we all know that the Dodge Demon does not come with a manual transmission. So that makes me think, of course, that the GT500 will come standard with an automatic, or at least have an optional transmission with some sort of automatic. Rumor has it, however, that it is actually going to be a DCT, or dual clutch transmission. And although I will say, if they ended up using a perhaps beefed up version of the 10R80, that definitely wouldn't be all that bad either. And I can say that because I do have the 10R80 in my Mustang GT here, and it most definitely does shift pretty insanely quick, so I have no issues there. However, when people start talking about the DCT, specifically in some of these spy videos that people have taken with the GT500 on the street, rumor has it that the DCT sounds awfully similar to Porsche's PDK dual clutch transmission. And this is where that rumor of the unexpected partnership comes in, specifically with Porsche, because as you guys know, with the 10R80, Ford had teamed up with Chevy, which does seem like a more likely partnership. However, did Ford actually team up with Porsche to create a dual clutch transmission for the GT500? In my opinion, no. Here's why I think that they did not, because when the 10R80 transmission came out, Ford had put actually on their website that it was faster than the PDK. So my thoughts are, why would Ford bother boasting about their transmission or even comparing it to the PDK, telling us all that it is better than the PDK if they were only going to team up with Porsche later in the game? So it kind of sounds like, hey, you suck, by the way, can we be friends? So I really don't think that that is going to happen, but the rumor's out there, so I wanted to mention it. In my personal opinion, I think Tremec is going to probably be doing the DCT, along with possibly a 6-speed manual option as well, because we do know that Tremec did the 6-speed manual in the GT350, and that has turned out just fine. So when it comes to transmissions, I do think that Ford has a special partnership with Tremec, and they are more than likely going to be the ones that put down the transmission in one way or another. But next thing I wanted to mention, I keep mentioning the drag capabilities possibly of the GT500. However, I do think this is going to one-up, let's say, the Demon in this case, because I think it is going to be a very track-worthy car as well. And the reason I say this is because last July, I do remember a photo surfacing of the GT500 rolling around Detroit with a Porsche 911 GT3. And for those of you guys who don't know, that is essentially a race car built for the street, which leads me to believe they are using the GT3 as a benchmark for the GT500. However, I'm not sure they are going to hit that benchmark, because that supercharger, of course, is probably going to add a little bit of weight to the front end of the GT500. However, the fact that Ford is possibly trying to use the GT3 as a benchmark for the GT500, I gotta say, it's pretty exciting. And it kind of makes you wonder, who exactly is Ford targeting with the GT500? Not that the GT500 needs to target anybody, because it has a good enough name itself to hold its own ground. But if you are considering buying the GT500, are you therefore also considering a ZL1 or a Demon? Because there is quite a substantial price difference between the two. The ZL1 comes in approximately $61,000. The Demon comes in at approximately $85,000. So $24,000–$25,000 difference there. That is pretty substantial. So where exactly is the GT500 going to fit in? And here it is, my guess on the pricing at least. GT350 comes in at right around $55,000. Again, the ZL1 is $61,500. So I honestly am thinking that the GT500 is going to come in right at around $70,000, probably a little above that. I don't think it's going to be as expensive as the Demon. That is a much bigger car with more horsepower, and typically Ford tends to price their vehicles less than Dodge does anyways. However, it is a more special car than the ZL1, so that is why I think it's going to come in right in the middle of those two, honestly. But having said that, at the same time, we all know what Ford did with the GT350. We know what Honda dealerships did with the Civic Type R, and we know that Ford has promised limited production numbers of the GT500. So I think you guys know what I'm going to say next. Although MSRP may be listed at around $70,000, I have a feeling dealerships are probably going to be doing what they call a market adjustment price. So it is going to be priced up from that, I have a feeling. Unless you know somebody or unless you work at a Ford dealership, you could probably expect a little market adjustment when it comes to the GT500, at least when they first come out. But so then continuing on to the exterior a little bit on this one, because there has been a ton of carbon fiber that I've been seeing on the leaked images of the GT500, including, of course, the wing. And we all know the GT350 had carbon fiber wheels, so that is a possibility as well. Also, from the pictures, it looks like there's carbon fiber on the mirrors, there's carbon fiber hood vents possibly, and also a splitter diffuser. And ultimately, all of this carbon fiber, again, is going to make it weigh much less than a Demon. And this is going to be good for the drag strip and a circuit track as well. And when you add all of this together, the rumor is top speed is going to come in at approximately 214 miles per hour. And this particular number came from a leaked GT500 repair document. So for Ford mechanics, they gave a little bit of information, including that top speed number. We'll see if it actually is true or not, but we do know the last GT500 had a top speed of 200 miles per hour, so I at least would expect top speed to be higher than that. But either way, once you get over 200 miles per hour, you are in supercar territory there, and that is pretty exciting. And then just to touch on a little bit on the interior, I do believe it is definitely going to have a very unique interior specific to the GT500, definitely different than the GT350 and the Mustang, of course. I believe it will have a unique dash plaque, just like the GT350. There's probably going to be Alcantara everywhere. I'm hoping for an Alcantara headliner, as well as some accents on the doors and seating. And ultimately, if the GT500 did not come standard with a roll cage, I do believe it will at least be pre-cut, hoping it will at least be pre-cut for a roll cage, because if you get the GT500, it would only make sense to have one or the other, since it is essentially a race car and you can't race it without having that roll cage. So I would expect that as well. So ultimately, you guys, that is just about everything that I personally at least know about the GT500 at this point. Again, January 14th is the date that you are going to want to tune into. That is when Ford is teasing the official release is going to happen. The car is actually set to be a 2020 model, so therefore it is going to probably come out in the fall of 2019. So be sure to start saving up. Again, my guess is around $70,000, probably a little more than that. Probably a good bit more than that when it comes to dealer adjustments, but we'll see. So in the end, I am excited about the GT500, so therefore wanted to do this video. But that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe. I do appreciate you guys more than you know. Feel free to follow me on social media at the bottom of the screen there, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay gold.
A few minutes later.
And one more thing, decided to do a quick little acceleration on the way home. So here it is.